The Happy Prince. High above the city, on a tall column, stood the statue of the Happy Prince. He was gilded all over with thin leaves of fine gold. For eyes, he had 2 bright sapphires, and a large red ruby glowed on his sword hilt. He was very much admired indeed. "He is as beautiful as a weathercock," remarked one of the town councillors. "Only not quite so useful," he added, fearing lest people should think him unpractical, which he really was not. One night, there flew over the city a little swallow. His name was Pip. His friends had gone away to Egypt 6 weeks before, but he had stayed behind, for he was in love with the most beautiful reed. "Where shall I put up?" he said. "I hope the town has made preparations." Then he saw the statue on the tall column. "I will put up there," he cried. "It is a fine position, with plenty of fresh air." So he alighted just between the feet of the Happy Prince. Just as he was putting his head under his wing, a large drop of water fell on him. "What a curious thing," he cried. Then another drop fell. He looked up and saw, what did he see? The eyes of the Happy Prince were filled with tears, and tears were running down his golden cheeks. "Who are you?" he said. "I am the Happy Prince." "Why are you weeping then?" asked the swallow. "When I was alive and had a human heart," answered the statue, "I did not know what tears were, for I lived in the palace of Sansuchi, where sorrow is not allowed to enter. Now that I am dead, they have set me up here so high that I can see all the ugliness and all the misery of my city, and though my heart is made of lead, I cannot choose but weep." "Far away," continued the statue in a low musical voice, "far away in a little street, there is a poor house. One of the windows is open, and through it I can see a woman seated at a table. Her face is thin and worn. In a bed in the corner of the room, her little boy is lying ill. He has a fever and is asking for oranges. His mother has nothing to give him but river water, so he is crying. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, will you not bring her the ruby out of my sword hilt? My feet are fastened to this pedestal, and I cannot move." Pip shivered. "My friends are waiting for me in Egypt," he said. "They are flying up and down the Nile and talking to the large lotus flowers." The Happy Prince looked so sad that the little swallow was sorry. "It is very cold here," he said, "but I will stay with you for one night and be your messenger." "Thank you, little swallow," said the prince. So the swallow picked out the great ruby from the prince's sword and flew away with it in his beak over the roofs of the town. He passed by the cathedral tower, where the white marble angels were sculptured. He passed by the palace and heard the sound of dancing. At last he came to the poor house and looked in. The boy was tossing feverishly on his bed, and the mother had fallen asleep. He hopped in and laid the great ruby on the table beside the woman's thimble. Then he flew gently round the bed, fanning the boy's forehead with his wings. "How cool I feel," said the boy. "I must be getting better." And he sank into a delicious slumber. Then the swallow flew back to the Happy Prince and told him what he had done. The next day, the prince said, "Swallow, swallow, little swallow, will you not stay with me one night longer? Far across the city, I see a young man in a garret. He is trying to finish a play for the director of the theater, but he is too cold to write any more. There is no fire in the grate, and hunger has made him faint." "I will wait with you one night longer," said the swallow. "Shall I take him another ruby? Alas, I have no ruby now," said the prince. "My eyes are all that I have left. They are made of rare sapphires. Pluck out one of them and take it to him." "Dear prince," said the swallow, "I cannot do that." And he began to weep. "Swallow, swallow, little swallow," said the prince, "do as I command you." So the swallow plucked out the prince's eye and flew away to the student's garret. The young man did not hear the flutter of the bird's wings, but when he looked up, he found the beautiful sapphire lying on the withered violets. "I am beginning to be appreciated," he cried. "This is from some great admirer. Now I can finish my play." And he looked quite happy. The next day, the swallow flew down to the harbor. He sat on the mast of a large vessel and watched the sailors. When the moon rose, he flew back to the Happy Prince. "I have come to bid you goodbye," he cried. "Swallow, swallow, little swallow," said the prince, "will you not stay with me one night longer? In the square below, there stands a little match girl. Her matches have fallen in the gutter, and they are all spoiled. Her father will beat her if she does not bring home some money. Pluck out my other eye and give it to her." "I will stay with you one night longer," said the swallow, "but I cannot pluck out your eye. You would be quite blind then." "Swallow, swallow, little swallow," said the prince, "do as I command you." So he plucked out the prince's other eye and darted down with it. He slipped the jewel into the palm of the little girl's hand. "What a lovely bit of glass," cried the little girl, and she ran home laughing. Then the swallow came back to the prince. "You are blind now," he said, "so I will stay with you always." "Dear little swallow," said the prince, "you tell me of marvelous things, but more marvelous than anything is the suffering of men and of women. Fly over my city, little swallow, and tell me what you see there." So the swallow flew over the great city and saw the rich making merry in their beautiful houses, while the beggars were sitting at the gates. He flew into dark lanes and saw the white faces of starving children looking out listlessly at the black streets. "I am covered with fine gold," said the prince. "You must take it off, leaf by leaf, and give it to my poor." Leaf after leaf of the fine gold the swallow picked off, till the happy prince looked quite dull and gray. Leaf after leaf of the fine gold he brought to the poor, and the children's faces grew rosier, and they laughed and played games in the street. Then the snow came, and after the snow came the frost. The poor little swallow grew colder and colder, but he would not leave the prince. He loved him too well. At last he knew that he was going to die. He had just strength to fly up to the prince's shoulder once more. "Goodbye, dear prince," he murmured. He kissed the prince on the lips and fell down dead at his feet. At that moment, a curious crack sounded inside the statue, as if something had broken. The leaden heart had snapped right in two. Early the next morning, the mayor ordered the statue to be pulled down. They melted it in a furnace, but the broken lead heart would not melt. They threw it on a dust heap where the dead swallow was also lying. "Bring me the two most precious things in the city," said God to one of his angels, and the angel brought him the leaden heart and the dead bird.